Intro.
Yo, what is up?
And apparently you're now Pokemon YouTubers.
Fuck off.
That's my joke, everyone. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Variety Cast. Blah blah blah.
Hi, Matt.
Hello, Marcy. You know
Next
what?
time I'm gonna try doing a guitar intro.
Just do that one to be continued song like whatever. I feel like I
know what you mean. Round. No.
I don't know. Either way, I feel like I should.
Roundabout.
I don't know. I feel like I should explain what I meant when I said Pokemon YouTubers, because otherwise people will be confused. So, here we go. The fucking one thing we didn't discuss of things to talk about, because it's been a slow news week. So here comes Matt.
Yeah.
So, here's the thing. I hate people who do intros on their videos, and they put 3,000,000% of their energy into it, and then are just like completely calm the rest of the video. Where it's like, yo guys, what's up? It's your boy here once again. Let's watch this video and react to it. And then for the rest of the video, they're just sitting there, not saying anything, and it's the most boring thing in the world.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And the worst offenders of it are Pokemon YouTubers, because they always go like, "What's good, guys? It's your boy, whatever, back again once again. Coming at you today with this content," and it's like, ugh, fuck.
Yeah.
I also just hate screaming YouTube videos. I hate videos where it's like, for no reason, they will just start shouting at any given moment.
Yeah. I mean, with like a jump, I can still kind of see screaming over stuff, but no real other reasons, to be honest.
I mean, it's like... I also hate, like, those thumbnails where it's, like, the person's face and they're like, what? I hate that.
Yeah.
Like, I was just scrolling along on YouTube and it was like, Jacksepticeye is playing Planet Coaster, and look, it's him sitting on a roller coaster, screaming, and it's like, no, it's not. That's him photoshopped onto a roller coaster while screaming.
I think even the Yogscast are guilty of this sort of shit.
Yogscast Martin is the worst for it. By a while. Because the others, it'll be like every so often. With Martin, it's every video.
Well, if you go on Simon and Lewis, there's like a face on like...
On one of their videos a day. Because it's the same series every day where it's Lewis's face. But the rest of them, they use their Minecraft characters. Which, that fits, because that's the faces that you're seeing. Those are the ones that you're going to adapt to.
Yeah. But yeah, Jesus Christ, we've gone on a rant about YouTubers.
Fuck it, this is the anti-YouTube version. This is the anti-YouTube podcast today.
Oh boy.
So you know who I hate? Fucking unboxing videos. Like, God. What, you can't make your own content so you go unbox someone else's? No, I'm kidding, I love you guys.
Yeah, no, but like, a good example of unboxing videos that do a good job, for example, a PS4 Slim, that obviously didn't exist yet.
I don't know what video you're talking about. On the subject of PlayStation, though, Sony has announced that they will be bringing back the PS Vita. And by bringing it back, I mean continue its run. It still exists.
Why? Why does... Oh, I know. Because Japan.
Yeah. Because Japan. And by bringing back the PS Vita, I, of course, mean they are re-releasing the PS Vita in new colourful colours. You have got the broad selection of white, blue, red, silver, which is basically grey, orange, and Default Black.
Yeah.
See now, the Vita was a failure in the West, and I mean the entirety of Western countries, not one or two of them.
Anything west
all
of Japan, basically.
more or less, because Japan really fucking likes mobile games, and and it also likes dating sims and fighters, and that's what is on the Vita.
Visual novels.
Oh, the Vita's great for visual novels if you're Japanese.
Oh yeah.
If you're Japanese, you get a lot of interesting Vita games.
Oh yeah.
Meanwhile, in the West, it's like, here's Tearaway, and that's about it. Maybe Oli
Or
Oli.
that one game where you can jerk off your PS Vita.
That was a thing?
Yeah, that's an actual game.
Why does not everyone play? How did that not save the Vita?
I don't know. That should have been the game changer. But dish.
Sounds to me like it would be the lube changer. Yeah, it was full. Just judging my own comedy.
Yeah, oh well. If you ain't critical, who else is gonna be?
YouTube
The
comment
internet.
section.
The internet.
There's no one in there, but I know it's gonna happen eventually. And I look forward to it. I look forward to people talking shit on me. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Hype.
Yes. While we're on the subject of Sony, actually, so how familiar are you with a game called The Last Guardian?
Ooh. I've not played any of the other games in the series, but I'm well aware of the notorious delays that it's gone through.
Yeah, speaking of. I
Oh.
honestly feel like The Last Guardian is the only game that's been delayed more than Duke Nukem Forever.
Oh.
Because Duke Nukem Forever was delayed from, what was it, like 96, 97 till 2010.
Let me look it up. It's sequel to the 1996 development. Let's look it up. It was announced in 1997. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh wait, no. Duke Nukem's still winning, because this has been delayed, but still as a 2016 release. But really pushing the boundary of that because it's coming on the 7th of December allegedly, and this was announced in 2009. It's been nearly 8 years, guys.
That's depressing. That's kind of really immensely sad.
It's like, hey, let's just wait 8 years for this game. And the funny thing is, whenever I look at screenshots of it, I feel like, yeah, this would have looked great on the PS2. It would have looked pretty good as an early PS3 game. But the thing is, now and everything does look great, don't get me wrong. But you know what doesn't look great? The player model.
Oh, yeah.
Everything else has like
it
this.
It looks jank, doesn't it?
Everything else has like this super like hyper realistic aesthetic to it. Like everything looks really nice, but the player model is like very cel. Yeah, you look very cel shaded.
Yeah, it's weird tonal shift, and I think that they're gonna be using that to their advantage because this is, well, the same studio as goddamn Shadow of the Colossus.
It's the sequel.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no. It's the sequel to Shadow of the Colossus sequel, which Shadow of the Colossus was a prequel to.
Yeah.
Which I never played.
I know that it's rather like heartfelt as opposed to like the majority of Shadow of the Colossus.
Well, Shadow of the Colossus, the story was very subdued. It was never in your face. Like the idea of a subdued story in modern gaming is, I don't know, Five Nights, which isn't a subdued story. It's try and find these Easter eggs, which we're calling a story.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm looking at this trailer of The Last Guardian right now, and like, aside from like his skirt, this guy basically does not look like he belongs because his colors are all flat.
Mm. Like, fucking, I've just got one screenshot up right now, and it's like they're in a ruins. You got like fucking the dragon from Neverending Story or whatever, and he looks super furry. He looks like, oh my god, I want to hug it. And then there's your player model who is hugging it, and it looks like you aren't real, very obviously. And you know, I know, but none of the other stuff is real. But at the same time, that at least looks like it's real within this world.
Yeah, like, basically put it in perspective, it looks like one of the Colossi from Shadow of the Colossus, but just a bit smaller and more well-defined. But it has, like, the same fuzziness to it, right?
Yeah. Well, kind of, because the Colossi were all very stony. They were very much...
There were some with hair.
Yeah, but that was like moss. They all looked very natural. It was kind of like the robot from Nausicaa, because it had all that green mossy shit on it, which was great.
You don't mean Laputa?
I probably do. I don't know. I've never seen a Studio Ghibli movie in my life.
Oh, shame on you. But yeah,
I know.
Carrying on.
That is sin. I really need to. I at least need to see Fireflies.
Grave of the Fireflies. Yeah, if you want to cry, watch that.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the stories. That one, just the story is like, oh my god, no, please.
Yes, no.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, basically.
But yeah, see, the thing is, Shadow of Colossus story was very subtly told. It was told through the player's choices, because realistically, the first thing you do when you see that giant fucking monster, and it's just walking around, it's doing nothing, keep in mind. It's literally just on an evening stroll. What you decide to do is cool it down and murder it.
Yeah. Yeah. Or you can just walk around the world and hunt lizards for the entirety of your days.
Yeah, you could.
You could, but kind of defeats the point of the story.
Yeah, but that's like picking up a game and saying, you know what, I think I'll stay in the tutorial area. This place looks nice. I could chill here. Start a life for myself.
Like...
And the only place where that is acceptable is Skyrim. That's the only time it's okay to do that. Because I did not leave Whiterun until the last possible moment.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It's like the apocalypse was banging at my door and I was like, hang on! I'm reading my kids a bedtime story. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, children. The apocalypse is outside. Anyway, so Jimmy the Rabbit went down the hole. No, wait, this is Skyrim. Shit, I mean like a... Crunkla! The rabbit went down the hole.
Gotta be, you know, lore friendly.
I mean, that wasn't even
and
a very
immersive.
Nordic name. Hang on. Turbol. That. Turbol.
Turbol sounds pretty Nordic, yeah.
Torvald the rabbit. I've been on this way too long.
Yeah.
But yeah, like...
On, sorry. Yeah, sorry.
I'm not cutting that out. I'm not cutting it out.
You're gonna keep that. You're gonna keep that in. Oh, fuck you.
I'm leaving everything in at this point. I don't give a shit anymore. I'm cutting out all breaks and very little else.
So if I'm going to do something like this,
then I'll just have to punch you in the face.
Yay!
Okay, you fucking masochist. But yeah, Lost Guardian. Like the game looks stunning. When I saw the E3 trailer this year, as you know, you could from every year of 2009 onward, it looked stunning the entire time until the player model showed up.
Yeah.
Because fucking, they've never had that problem before. He just
No.
looks so fucking weird there. Like, Wanda, he just fit. Like, yep, there's Wanda.
Oh yeah.
There's Wanda. Like, he was very distinct from the world, because, you know, you were controlling him. But he didn't blend into the background, because most of the background were, like, these very subdued, faded greens and browns and blacks. And he was wearing a whitish-grey cloak.
Yeah. Like, seriously, this new protagonist, like... Ugh.
The funny thing is, it's still Wanda.
It's Wanda?
Yeah, because, spoiler alert for Shadow of the Colossus. What happens is, at the end of Shadow of the Colossus, you die, but also not really, and you'll come back as a baby, and then your girlfriend, who you spent the entire game trying to bring back to life, finds you and is like, oh, I'm gonna raise this kid. And then the first game happens. And I believe this is Wanda. I might be wrong.
But yeah, Ico is basically like...
Ico,
yeah, that's the game, but yeah, like, that's the story of Wonder, right? Like, as a kid demon.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never played it. I think it's about his relationship with his former girlfriend, and that's gotta be a weird thing to raise someone who you used to fuck.
The protagonist is a young boy named Ico who was born with horns.
Yep.
Horns, which his village considered a bad omen. And it's a boy meets girl concept. I'm stealing this directly from the wiki page because I am a terrible, terrible person.
How does that make you terrible?
Because I am very lazy.
But yeah, anyway. The reason for the delay is because they say that there are more bugs than anticipated while in the final stages of development. And that to ensure The Last Guardian delivers on the experience that the game's creators have envisioned, they need to take the extra time to work on those issues.
Interesting.
This isn't the first delay, The Last Guardian, blah blah blah. See, the thing is, at this point, it's going to be difficult to please everyone.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to be Duke Nukem Forever levels, but people have been waiting for this game for 7 years. Actually, no, people have been waiting for it since Shadow of the Colossus, because they're like, oh, we want more. Because, to be fair, I want more Shadow of the Colossus. Because it's the best. It's the best game. Arguably.
Debatable, but yeah.
It's up there. If I made a
It's
top
up there.
10 games of all time, that would be in the top 5.
Oh, no doubt. Like, I imagine a lot of people would put it there.
Yeah. And, you know, depending on how nerdy or casual you are, number 1 is either going to be Modern Warfare 3 or Psychonauts. No middle ground. Thank you. I don't know why you applauded that. It wasn't worth it.
I figured I'd just have a laugh.
Well, you're having a fucking giggle, mate. No, don't do that. Having fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, Shadow of the Colossus was very heavy on symbolism. And you can play that game through 20 times and not get everything. And there are people who've played through that game literally thousands of times.
Yeah. It's kind of like how a lot of people consider the first Deus Ex, because you can also always keep playing that and just find more and more and more.
Speaking of, I've heard some interesting discussion about Mankind Divided and people's opinions towards it. Partly being that it's kind of a weird turn, because in the first Deus Ex, augmented humans were a very minor part of the population, and also very reliable to have someone who can lift a rolling machine over their heads. That's a reliable sort of person that you would like to have around you.
Yep.
Why would you piss them off? It's like, okay, that's a good point.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like, if I had a machine gun hand, people would probably pay me some fucking respect. Because I've got a machine gun hand.
Yeah.
If I had a rocket booster up my ass, people would wonder why and how that was there.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, if you had a jet engine shoved up your ass... No, sorry, if you met someone who was like that, you'd ask them why it was there.
I probably would, yeah, because that would get very hot. And not in a good sense of hot.
That hot booty.
Hey-yo.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently, though, this is going to be the last delay, but then again, they've said that every single delay, so...
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. Now, there's actually something else I want to talk about, and I don't know how to feel about this.
I like.
It's Valve saying, we're going to start cracking down on the dodgy Steam game reviews. Okay. Just straight off the bat, this is ultimately a good thing, because they're doing this to try and tackle sites and businesses, for example, the YOLO Army, who will give you keys and stuff to speak highly of a game in the review section.
Yeah.
Like, give positive reviews to get a Steam code. Or whatever.
Yeah, basically.
This is
well,
to
you
fight
get a Steam code and you leave positive reviews, basically.
Yes. Now...
However, there's a downside to it.
Yes. The way they're choosing to fight this is, if you did not directly pay for the game yourself, therefore you got the game as a gift, you can never leave a review.
Well, you can leave a review, it just won't count towards the general score.
I'm not actually sure about that.
I'm like 90% sure that you can still leave a review on a thing, because they don't want to do censorship. That's something that, of course, the internet is totes mad about their censorships, even if it's not the case. But, like, nobody's getting censored. It's just that reviews left by people who activated the game through a code that they got. There's also including, of course, preview codes. Those could not influence the score of a game.
Okay, but what about stuff like Kickstarter devs and Humble Bundle stuff?
Yeah, like,
because
that's the issue.
affected.
That's where the people get fucked over. Their reviews still will be seen, it's just that they won't be counted towards the general score.
Yeah, which I don't think is very good, because fucking... I was one of the people who looked at the day one reviews of the GTA 5 PC port, and they were all fucking hilarious. And a lot of them got the game through codes. My favorite one was someone who was saying, like, I played this game, went straight into my house, got super high, and then laughed for a while watching TV. I then turned off the game, got high, and started watching TV for a while laughing. This game is a perfect simulation of real life. That was funny.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
That is funny.
I think that review's probably still up. But,
yeah, like, right now you can basically filter purchase type between Steam purchasers and key activations.
Yeah, I personally don't really like it that much, like, as a thing.
But it will nip, what's it called again? Early access or greenlight games in the butt for just, getting overly, like, hyped by terrible, terrible motherfucking business practices.
Which are, I believe, illegal. I'm pretty sure it's
probably
illegal. I know it's against Steam's terms of service.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I don't know how to feel about that because I like the idea of Steam actually trying to do something with its fucking platform. I like the fact that
Mm.
Steam is trying to make Steam great again, or whatever.
Except it was never great in the first place.
It
Just
was
convenient.
it was great a long time ago, back before like Steam started letting anyone on there, because every game had to go through like a large number of curators who said like, okay, is this game good enough to be on Steam? And they would say no,
Mm.
and very rarely they would say yes. And if your game got on Steam, it didn't matter that Steam took a very large cut, which they still take from the dev, because you had made it, because Steam was known for reliably good games. Now Steam is known as the place, is basically a hardware store because of how much shovelware you get.
Yeah, pretty much.
I hope you like that
It's
analogy,
kinda
by the way.
depressing.
I'm quite proud of it.
It's a pretty decent analogy, not gonna lie.
Steam, because I'm going, yes, I'm going, yes, I'm going down to the hardware store. I don't know that song. Nobody knows that song. But not even Weird Al can actually sing that song. Do you know that?
Huh.
Weird Al can't sing his own song.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But yes. So there's like only two other pieces of news this week because it's been a slow week, and one is about performance specs.
Mm. Which honestly, I don't really know much. I'm aware of like hardware's like the basic specs, like what might be important, but I'm not particularly savvy.
Okay, so you know how a while ago Nvidia came out with the GTX 1080,
Yes, the
and
new VRware graphics card.
yes, well, now they're coming out with the GTX 1080 Ti,
Ooh.
and which is just a better version of it because that's how quickly the parts market moves.
Yeah.
And it's apparently very similar in performance to the Titan X.
Which is kind of sad if it's more similar to the Titan X than the 1080, because frankly put, the 1080 is already better than the Titan X.
Yeah.
Because of better architecture and all that stuff. That's really technical stuff that I won't bother getting into.
I don't want to get into it because the thing is, I could talk about the performance, but I don't know what any of it means. So.
Yeah. It's kind of weird, not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's very weird because, man, fuck.
Right?
But
yeah,
speaking of, by the way, if you ever want to try Nvidia's VR experience game, you need 2 of their newest thing to play it on Ultra.
Yeah, pretty much. It's that intense, but then again, it's like that's what most VR games are right now. They're just like sandboxes and display shows to see just what the fuck it can do.
Yeah, a lot of them are weirdly exercise tools.
I mean, have you? I would ask, have you ever played the Space Pirate game? But neither of us have. But we both know it exhausts people.
Here's the thing. Your PC is more powerful than mine. It just edges mine out in every single perspective, which pisses me off. Your PC wouldn't be able to run VR. Mine definitely wouldn't. Because the thing is, I can't run Overwatch while recording without lag. Like, I've had to start cutting out lag from my videos. Which, by the way, hope you enjoy the fact that they're getting short now, because that's happening for a while, because I started college. And I don't like it. That's unrelated. Yeah. I do think it's kind of funny because whenever I'm like just dicking around on YouTube, anytime I hear like a big YouTuber talk about the fact that the game is lagging, they just say, "I've got 2 Titan X's in here." It's always 2 Titan X's every fucking time.
I mean, yeah, because that was like pretty much the standard for a while.
The standard. Holy shit! How much money do you think people have?
No, not the standard. Like, but the high end, and like buying the latest of the latest every single time it comes out is expensive.
It's impossible.
Because technology evolves like insanely fast.
It's impossible unless you're Bill Gates, and even then, you'd be struggling. But yes, the other piece of news is possibly the most interesting. EVE Online is going free to play.
Yo, like, I've not heard any podcasts mention this before, but like in November, EVE Online is going to just shut all of its pay-to-play like things, which is kind of like a worry for a lot of people in the community, because there's one amenity that was particularly valuable in that game. You could basically buy yourself a week pass for playtime with in-game currency. People would spend money on those, they would sell pretty well, and there's an actual market for it. And like, that's gonna go away now. Lord knows what will happen to the fucking community.
I want to know what's going to happen to the people that make that their real life jobs.
Yeah.
Because those exist. It astounds me, the community in EVE Online. It's got the strongest community of any game by far, and they're all huge fucking nerds.
Yeah. But then again, like, EVE is such a weird case. Just so weird.
Yes.
Because, well, yeah. Yeah, you're first.
I mean, EVE's a weird case, mostly in that the game is fairly microtransaction heavy, but you do have the option of like, oh, you can pay for it with the in-game currency, which it's legitimately possible to actually get reasonably, if you know what you're doing.
Yeah. Absolutely. But like, all the fun part happens like really, really darn end game. And you have to be with the right people at the right time, and then crazy shit will happen. But that's like 1% of the player base. All of those immense raids, or people that literally infiltrate guilds from the very fucking start in order to sabotage them.
Yeah, you know, the funny thing is that happens with like Warcraft guilds, that happens sometimes with fucking pro teams of like TF2 and stuff, which I find amazing. But no, it doesn't happen to this sort of scale, because with them it's like they'll stay in for like a couple weeks, months. No, with EVE it's like 10 years. 10 actual fucking years.
It's a lifelong dedication, and if you don't do it, then you're fucked.
Imagine if you had been their mole for like 8 years, and then you just said, yeah, I think I'm getting sick of EVE. You know, I don't think I want to play this game anymore. We said, what the fuck, man? Do you understand how long we've been waiting for this? But, yeah, but I don't know. I'm not really feeling it anymore. Oh my god, I fucking hate you, Jim.
Jim, please, just go into the storage and take everything of theirs. Do it. I already cancelled my account.
I don't have access to that. Come on, guys. Fuck, it's only been 8 years.
I don't even think EVE's been around for that long. Let me look it up. Oh. May 6th, 2003. It's been around for 13 years.
Yeah, that's about right.
13 years of pay-to-play. Damn.
And people thought TF2 was taking its time. Speaking of, can I just...
Oh my gosh.
Because we mentioned, like, a couple podcasts ago, the whole, like, how the big argument with, like, why you should play TF2 is it's free. 2 problems with that. One, it was not free for, like, what was it, 3-4 years?
Mm.
Second of all, and this is the fun one. TF2 players will actively make fun of the free-to-plays, as they call them. Like, people who won't invest money in the game. Because it's like, they don't have the amount of equipment and stuff that other players do.
Mm. Which
Because,
is kind of rude, but whatever.
well, they don't actively make fun of like, you fucking scrub, some shit like that. No, they just like, look at the precious free-to-play. What a cute little kid. You become a nice guy. I actually saw something in a YouTube video recently, which was a medic player standing in front of a pyro who shouted, "I need healing! Medic! And what the medic did was he walked up to him, laughed, and then left the game.
Wow.
Like, that's a new level of dickhead.
Yeah.
Apparently, medics are actually the cruelest players.
Oh yeah, like, leave it to the healers to be particularly fucking savage.
Mercy.
I know, I play healers.
Mercy's the worst, because I fucking love the whole Mercy thing, because Mercy players are more salty than any other players in the game.
Why are you running away? I can't heal you when you're that far away. Come back here. No! Oh, now you're dead.
There was You're dead and I don't have res. There was a moment in my Mercy video when I was trying to heal this D.Va, and D.Va is such a fucking shit. Because I flew up to her, and then she rocket boosts down to go and fight the enemy when she's in like quarter health, and it's like, oh my fuck, you know what? At this point, you deserve to die.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm not fucking helping you anymore, and I didn't heal her for the rest of the game.
Yeah, that's like kind of how I am incredibly petty as a white mage in Final Fantasy XIV. If you're being a jerk and you're not being progressive for our team, you're not getting heals, and I will leave you dead unless there's another healer in the party, in which case they'll probably resurrect you, but whatever.
You have to earn your healing, for fuck's sake. That's why, as a Mercy player, do you know the one character who's basically guaranteed to get heals from me every single game? Fucking Reinhardt. Because he will jump on that payload. He'll jump on that payload and he'll pop his shield and he will do his damn best to protect the team. They'll never stand behind it. I will. And I'll stand there and I'll heal him and be like, yeah, you go, buddy. You're the nice guy. People need to respect you more. It's like, yes, thank you. I can't do a Reinhardt voice.
I would, but I'm not in the mood for it.
Oh yeah, I could totally do it. I'm just not in the mood right now, you know, guys. I'm just not in the mood. You fuck.
You've heard my Reinhardt impression.
I don't think I have, and frankly speaking, I don't care to try and remember.
Wow.
Ouch.
You're rude.
Yes. Anyway.
But yeah, like, I am very interested in seeing what is gonna become of Eve. Whether it's gonna become a shit show, or whether it's gonna become lifted to even better heights.
I kind of hope the TF2 thing happens. Because I mentioned the whole, like, culture around free-to-play players. I kind of hope that happens with Eve, because, like, a lot of, like, high-end Eve players have said, like, yeah, no, it's a legitimate strategy for the free players to just all get a bunch of ships and just start crashing them into a Titan or whatever.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, just do a Zerg rush. Do it.
Yeah, you could Zerg rush with a bunch of free-to-plays.
I think that's actually how they call it in that game as well.
Quite possibly. I wouldn't be surprised. Speaking of, I actually saw the Zerg for the first time because I don't play StarCraft 2 or anything. But I just happened across like a video where they showed a bit of footage of Zergs running in, destroying everything. It's like, oh, that's what that looks like. Okay.
Oh, I think you might be referring to the cinematic video that they have for
no, it was actually
Heart
gameplay.
of the Swarm. Oh, actual gameplay. Yeah, okay, but like you need to watch the cinematic trailer for Heart of the Swarm. Like, oh my
Probably,
god.
but here's the thing: I don't give a shit. Um, look,
Frankly, I don't care for StarCraft either, but I think just the fucking cinematic beauty of it is just, mwah, yes. But yeah, anything else we want to touch upon?
in terms of this, not especially. Though I would. I mean, like we said, this has been a ridiculously slow week.
Oh, absolutely. I'm surprised we even managed 40 minutes so far.
We're doing an hour at least.
We're doing an hour. We're
gonna aim for 2. So what have you been playing, Marcy?
What have
We
I
go
been
full
playing?
co-optional
Sadly
here.
enough, not Mother Russia Bleeds. I've not had the time for it yet.
Mother Russia Bleeds was my birthday gift to Marcy.
Yeah, and it's a very bloody beat 'em up from what I can tell.
Yes.
Pixel style, and particularly, like, up my alley, so to say. I'm fond of being the big guy that do the crush thing good. Which I think is the point of this game. And thank you for the Rocky reference there, my friend.
I will always reference that scene from Rocky because it is the best scene. In all the Rocky movies, not Adrian! Not Rocky! Nothing. Not even Mr. T just making shit up because I refuse to believe he had a script. No, just Ivan Drago standing 3 feet higher than Sylvester Stallone and just saying, "I will break you. I must break you." Which gets referenced in stuff today, which is amazing.
Like Zarya out of Overwatch.
Yes. I
Yeah,
must break you.
Also a little fun factoid. Undertale had its 1-year anniversary.
Oh, fuck, that's weird. Did hard mode
Remember
finally
when that
come
was
out?
all the hype?
Did hard mode finally happen?
I don't know.
I doubt it did, because the whole joke is that it's not going to happen. But it might.
It may. But then again, this is Toby Fox X Homestuck, so...
See, here's the thing, like... I think hard mode exists specifically so Toby Fox can say that he's lazy.
Pretty much, huh?
Like, it didn't add anything to the game, it was just like, hey, here's a fun little thing, which, you know, it's nice. But, you know, him saying like, oh, it might come, but don't count on it. It's like, fuck, I don't care. Just go and make the final animation of Homestuck. Which was a thing!
Yeah, he did do music for like, I think, Act 7. Not necessarily the end.
Yeah.
But definitely Act 7.
Well, the final fight thing did include specific newly made footage from the Undertale engine that Toby Fox made.
Yep.
Which is kind of badass.
Yes. Yeah.
See, like, the thing is, Homestuck is slowly dying, but it's never going to be fully dead. The thing is, it's slowly dying, and it's going to be like, nah, I'm bored of that. I'm bored of dying now. Let's see, what else is happening? Because Homestuck is never going to die. It's too specific a fandom.
Yeah, and even if it dies, certain things are always gonna stay.
Like the memes?
Like, just the memes. It's always gonna be the memes.
What about those stairs, bro?
We're doing this. We're making this happen.
That was a Homestuck thing?
Yeah!
People who aren't even Homestucks who have never heard of that say that, and that's amazing.
Yeah, I love it. Also call motherfucker, but yeah.
Oh yeah, but we knew that one. See, the thing is, I love talking about Homestuck to people who have never heard of Homestuck because it's always a trip.
Oh yeah.
Because a lot of them is like, oh yeah, I think I think Michael, he was into Homestuck, wasn't he? Like, no, Michael's not into Homestuck. How do you know? Because his name is Michael. There are no fans of Homestuck called Michael. Except for you, Michael! I know you're listening!
But yeah, like, the fun part is always the journey of Homestuck. Introducing your friend, like, hey, you should look up Homestuck once. And then, like, a few days later, you ask, did you check it out? Yeah, I think I did, but I think I did it wrong. Like, I don't get it.
Like, you're not supposed to get it. Nobody gets it.
Look at the first page of Homestuck, and you're not gonna think, oh, this must be Homestuck, except for it has Homestuck there, but, like...
So the thing is, if you Google Homestuck, and I was very confused by those for a while, it's like, MS Paint Adventures. Wait, what?
Yeah.
I mean,
it is incredibly weird.
It's easily the weirdest thing on the internet. That's saying something. Like, I've seen a porn video of a woman who was asleep getting fucked by animated condoms.
Oh!
Actual woman, 3D animated condoms.
We might have seen the same video.
Like, I wasn't even interested in jacking off, so I was like, I can't not watch this. I can't just go through life knowing I could have watched this and chose not to. It's not an option. By the way, now that that's in your head, feel free to look that up. Singular viewer. Here's the weird thing. These videos always get 2 views. And I assume that one of them is you. And I don't know who the other one is. I know it's not me, because I don't watch these fucking podcasts. I never put them on, because it's like, I have no reason to. These are just quick edits that take, like, 10 minutes to actually put together, and then 6 hours to upload. That was interesting.
That was a hiccup.
That was a fucking interesting hiccup. Hiccup. That would have made How to Train Your Dragon a bit different, wouldn't it? Hiccup.
Hey,
Did you actually watch Kubo, by the way?
Not yet. I've just been incredibly busy, and I've got monies to pay.
I got bills to pay, I got mouths to feed, it's nothing like you won't believe.
Actually, yes.
I mean, I can't continue with that
Ain't
song.
Nothing in this world for free.
No!
Yeah.
Marcy. We can't continue with it. It's too perfect a sound, and we'll get copyright striked. Do you think that I'm not Smooth McGroove levels of good or something? God. Because I don't.
About that.
It's okay, you can say that I'm the next Mozart. I can accept it.
Sure. I'll tell you that.
Go ahead.
Not now.
You fuck. You just don't want to do it while recording it.
Obviously.
Because I'll fucking isolate it and turn it into my ringtone.
You know, that wasn't my thought process, but I was afraid that you were probably gonna record it. Or we're recording this.
You're recording it.
I'm recording
Excuse me.
But you would cut it.
Yeah. Never trust me with anything, kids. Ever.
Just don't.
It's not wise to trust me. I mean, you know, like, you can trust me to, like, hug you and without literally murdering you. I won't do that. Because, well, I'm currently at a point where I need all the views I can get, and murdering one of my concurrent viewers, like,
Yeah.
It's not viably sound in terms of a business sense.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck, I uploaded 2 videos a week and one of them's a podcast. The algorithm hates me because of that.
Probably. 50 minutes.
Actually, I kind of want to talk about my new video editor, and I know that sounds boring, but it's weirdly interesting. So hear me out.
Sure.
So I basically just try and use whatever is free, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Movie Maker's a piece of shit. I don't care what anyone says. Like, yes, it's easy if you've got just this is the voice line that I know will definitely work. This is the video I want to put to it. There are no cuts. It's great for that. Like, the people who tend to use it are people like Yahtzee or Grade A Under A. They use Movie Maker because it works for what they do. It doesn't work for me. You know why? They don't have a cut. You can't cut footage.
Seriously? That's not an option?
Nope. You can't cut footage in half. Also, it's very
That
annoying to
sounds-
sync multiple voices at the same time.
Mm.
Actually, it's impossible. So, you know.
Damn, that sucks.
Yeah. So what I ended up doing was I ended up falling back to the video editor I used when I was 14. Just by pure coincidence. And I started using it, I was like, yeah, this is a bit different from how I remember, but it's good. It works very well. And I was like, hey, buy it now. It's like, oh, no.
Ow.
You what? You don't want me to buy. You don't want my name on your product. Like, buy it or leave. Okay, I'll leave. So I looked up how to get the same editor for free because I was halfway done with editing a video. I literally just needed to fucking render it and then boom, but I couldn't. So what I'm now doing is I'm using an old version of VideoPad.
And clever.
This is the same version I used when I was 14, so it's gotten even weirder. Because this specific version has a weird thing. If you go to the uninstall on the task manager, the control panel, then it'll be like you can either reinstall it or uninstall it if it's the modern one. If it's this one, you can either uninstall it, reinstall it, or you can use the free version, which has less features.
Huh.
And it's like, okay, well, I'm fucking doing that. And, yeah, it's been working well.
Nice.
The funny thing
That's
is,
good.
I feel like this is the best video editor for someone who doesn't know how to edit. Because I know how to edit. I've been professionally trained in editing videos and stuff. But it uses the language that people will know. So, like, in most editors, if you want to get the footage into black and white, it will call it grayscale. In this one, it just calls it black and white.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's very user-friendly. And I wish I was being paid by them for this. But then again, I'm also promoting to use an old version without paying for it, so...
Well, it's legal, technically,
Yeah,
so...
like, the thing is, I would use the new version, I just don't have fucking money. So, fuck it. Also, side note, if you're ever considering using HitFilm 4 Express, don't. It's bad.
Ooh, savage.
It's so... Okay, so you know how I'm saying, like, VideoPad is, like, super user-friendly?
Yeah.
This isn't. By any
Ow.
means. It's like... How do I put text on? I can't figure out how to put on text. Okay, so what you do is, this little bottom right-hand corner where you've got, like, all the files put onto the timeline. Yeah, well, you're gonna have to go all the way across. It's got, like, a little sideways slider, and then you can get to your text. Okay, so I just do this here. No. You need to take the footage, and you need to make a composite shot. Okay? And on the composite shot, then you can put effects on it.
Wow, that sounds annoying.
It's the worst. It's so bad. Especially if you're trying to sync up, like, visuals with audio for the sake of a joke. It's impossible. You just can't.
And is your new software anyway decent for that?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It's better than it. You know why? Because, here's the thing. I had to look up how to do shit on VideoPad hundreds of times. With
Okay.
this, I've never had to look up anything because it just makes sense.
Wow, so it's a particularly intuitive thing.
This is 5 years old, you know? Like, probably more. VideoPad is still being made, and like, anytime you look up a tutorial video, it's like some guy who assumes that you've never seen a computer before in your life, and now you want to edit together Deadpool or some shit. That's what they assume of you. They assume absolutely the worst of you. It's like, okay, so it's like, hang on, I'm gonna replicate it.
Okay, so what you want to do here is you're just gonna wanna move your mouse over to the timeline, and then you want to right-click the mouse button, and this little drop bar should come up. And if it doesn't, just try doing it again. It should work. Then I want you to just scroll on over and to this option here. You see how it's highlighted? You want to left-click that.
Like, it's the worst.
Wow.
They assume you don't know how to use a mouse, and it's the most insulting, condescending thing ever, and it makes them take 10 minutes longer than they have to.
It's almost as bad as like people that don't have good mics or don't want to have their voice on the internet, so they just use TXT files.
So the thing is, I don't mind people who use the text files, because then it's like, okay, I can see what I have to do, I can pause it, and I can then look up tips. And I can look up what I'm doing and have like, the tip right there. That works. People with poor mics, they always fucking amuse me, especially on these HitFilm Express tutorials, because they were very, I don't know, like, oh, hang on.
Okay, so you want to make sure that your voice isn't clipping too much.
Meanwhile, their voice is clipping.
And you want to make sure that everything's all synced up here. So how you're going to do that is
and they don't give, and it's like, you have to fight to get tips. I tried looking up, okay, so how do I make this footage black and white? And you can't. It doesn't have a black and white thing.
Jeez.
So what I had to do was I had to put a filter on it under the grunge section of their visual effects, and they had many sections, none of which were intuitive or made sense. And then put like a filter over the video that made it black and white, and I had to mess with the hue, I had to do this and that. It took me about 45 minutes to do what is 3 button clicks on VideoPad.
Wow, that sounds particularly shitty.
It's the worst. Especially because it's always very condescending. Because, I mean, here's how they know, but you won't be able to figure it out. On every single section of anything on HitFilm, there's like a little question mark. And what you do is, if you click on that, that's gonna bring up their help website. They have like 100 tutorials of how to do basic things on their program on their website. And you just wait for the typing.
Oh no, I'm just casually plugging the last episode on my social media, don't worry.
It's taking you a week.
Sorry.
God. But yeah, where was I? Yeah, it's always very like, so with our intuitive interface, nope. The thing that pissed me off the most is, a lot of the time, it just doesn't work.
And there we go.
Okay, I can't believe it took you an hour into this podcast to do that from a week ago. No. You don't want me to talk about it? Don't do it.
Sorry. I'll plug it faster next time.
Mm-hmm. Damn right you will.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Why do you say, sir? But yeah, where was I?
I don't know. We were talking about
I know what we were talking about. I just forgot the exact part. But yeah, the worst part of the fucking composite shot thing was if you want to put like overlaying effects, which is a very common thing, you need to make multiple composite shots of the same thing. And if you've got heavily cut down footage, you have to make composite shots for every single one.
Wow. That sounds like a hassle.
It is. And oh yeah, I was saying like it didn't work sometimes because like anytime I would if you ever want to put text on your videos with this thing, it's the worst. Because you go through the fucking hassle of getting the options to put text on up. Then you put up the text box. Then you click to type in the text box. It doesn't work. So you try double clicking, and then it works at first, but then stops because it's 2 clicks over any space of time, not a double click or a single click, which is the dumbest thing. So then after 20 clicks, when you figure that out, like, okay, fine. You go in, you type your shit, and you're like, okay, so now I want to change the color. So you highlight it, and you go down to your little text editor section, and you click on literally any part of it to change it, and it will reset, and it will just remove what you typed. You then try changing the options first. And you start typing, and nope, it just reverts to default. It won't. It's the most condescending way of being like, are you sure you want to do that? Because I don't think you do. Like, no, I fucking do. Stop being such a shit. And it is a shit video editor. Because, like, the thing is, I found it through Googling some, like, what are some good free video editors? I was like, oh, Hip Film Express. I was like, sure, let's give that a try. It's not. It should not be on any of those lists. It's terrible. No, I would take a shit on it. I would remove it onto a singular USB, put that USB on the floor, and take a massive steaming dump on it.
Damn. And this is coming from someone who did study for video editing, so take his word for it.
It's 'cause the thing is, what I was taught to use, because they literally gave you one piece of software and said, okay, here, do this, was Adobe Premiere Pro CS5, I want to say. CS6 is out now, actually.
Yeah, you can get it through Creative Cloud.
Yeah, and the thing is, I know that that's good. Because you know how I mentioned Deadpool earlier? Yeah, that's what they used. That's what they use for most things. Because it is the pro level of just edit your thing together. It's
what most YouTubers use, but haven't paid for.
Yes. I considered not paying for it, but I couldn't find a decent torrent.
Oh,
I didn't
that's illegal, Matthew.
Yeah, well, I didn't do it, did I? I didn't because of inconvenience. Like, but yeah, it's like it wasn't always the most intuitive, and it was a bit cloudy at times of like, oh, what do I do here? What do I do here? And it's like, oh, okay, I get it now. But I did have to have someone there to teach me. Speaking of, amazing thing with that class, they when we started, they were like, okay, so you have to treat these computers with a lot of respect, all right? You have to treat them with respect, because we've just gotten these in, and they're very powerful. No. Because the thing is, look, this isn't an American college, this is an English college. And an English college, for all intents and purposes, is optional high school. It's a vocational high school, basically. And if they were to get one computer that was actually very good at specifically editing, it would have taken up their entire budget for the year. Let alone 30.
Yeah.
And this was even doubled down recently, because I started my new college course recently, which is a completely different thing. And on this one, I went into, because I had to get signed into the system and everything. So I went on, and they had the exact same computers they had at my media college. exact ones.
That is terrible.
Yeah,
Like-
things would crash all the fucking time. It's like, you want to tell me these are powerful? No.
Yeah, like those. One of those things, like a good video editing computer basically has good rendering capabilities. So a good processor. That's all you need, really, and some decent RAM.
Like it's never gonna be something you can stick behind your monitor.
Nah.
It's got to be a floor unit.
Yeah, or a desk unit. Like one of it's basically got to be a tower.
Yeah.
For all intents and purposes.
But these were just the standard computers that are at literally every college. They would always tell you,
like
oh,
basically the flat one that you can put your screen on top of.
These are very powerful. You have to treat them with a lot of respect. Like, I will treat them with respect when you treat me with respect, good sir. Which they never did, so I didn't. But they were shite. Like, I can't tell you. I think I lost like 3 or 4 different films to those things crashing during rendering.
Oh, that sucks.
And considering I did about 6 projects, that's not good. That's like a 50% failure rate.
That is terrible.
If you were an airline that crashed 50% of planes, you would not brag about that. You would be out of business.
Probably.
But yeah, like, even that, like Premiere Pro, that had some problems. It was not perfect. But you know what? It made sense. Like, VideoPad is it is a poor man's Premiere Pro. I'm not gonna lie about that.
Huh.
But it's also something that literally anyone could pick up and start using.
Neat.
Well, because, like, they don't use the words of standard video editors. So, like, a very popular word for transition is the crossfade, which is where you've got one image and then another image, and you fade one as the other fades in. So they cross through each other and fade in. On this, it's a fade through. And you know why that's important to note? Because that's what they call it on a PowerPoint presentation.
Ooh.
Anyone can pick up a PowerPoint presentation and use it.
True.
They don't call it cutting the footage, they call it slicing it. Because you slice it at this point, and then they're counted as separate pieces.
Sounds about right.
You can also automatically sync everything, but it's not like because most editors, if you want to group up some audio and some video, I believe, I forget what the exact word is actually. What's the word they use?
I don't know.
I think sync. I think they actually just call it syncing them. But on VideoPad, it's just like, what was the? It's just called grouping. You just group these clips, ungroup these clips. It's like, thank you. That makes logical sense.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Anyway, I'll stop sucking their dick until they pay me. Look, man, if they pay me to talk about it, I will talk about it. But
yeah, hook us up with a sponsor.
Hook me up with a sponsor with my 29 subscribers, 3 of which are me.
Yes.
That's a depressing fact. It really is.
Oh.
Because I have alt accounts and I don't use them anymore, but they're all subscribed to my channel, and I have 29 subscribers. It's very depressing.
A little bit, but
But I was 14, 15, so fucking who cares. Speaking of things that I was doing when I was... Actually, no. There's something I've wanted to talk about for a few weeks now, and I kept forgetting.
Oh boy.
So, you remember how I was telling you about the Crunchyroll thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, a few weeks back, I was trying to catch up on Mob Psycho 100, I think 2 weeks ago, and because I hadn't watched it before, I was like, yeah, Mob Psycho 100, woo, let's enjoy this. So I sat down, started watching it. Holy fucking shit. So how it seemed to work was anytime a video started, it would play like one ad. Okay, that's fair. Then after the title sequence, it would play 4 ads back to back.
Wow.
Then at a mid-break in the episode, it would show like 10, and then at another point in the middle of the episode, it would show another 10, and then just before the end credit sequence, it would show more.
That sounds like watching a movie on Crackle.
Kinda, but I've actually used Crackle, funny enough, but it's more reliable than this.
Ooh.
Well, I watched it on my old Xbox because it was a free app, and I was like, that's actually where I watched Nodame Cantabile, but unrelated. One of them. Now, keep in mind, I watched, I think, 6 episodes that day. One of them was not No Man's Sky. Everything else was No Man's Sky. And it wasn't just No Man's Sky, it was the same fucking trailer.
Ooh.
Every time. And it wasn't even the one with that guy from Black Books. No. It was just... It was that one that starts with the guy leaving the spaceport. And it's like, yeah. And, you know, when you see an ad that many times, you start to overanalyze it. So... It was like, one of them was visually stunning. That was the quote, and it was from someone who I'd never heard of. Like, visually stunning, What was the context for that sentence? Because I like to think it was, while visually stunning, there's very little to actually enjoy. Because that, or like, while it may be visually stunning, there's very little to actually do with the visually stunning environment.
Yep, all it is insert clip from Finding Nemo. Mine.
Also, that reminds me of something I found out about No Man's Sky that I fucking hate. So the big thing with No Man's Sky is whenever you discover a planet or whatever, you get to name it. And I refer to that as the big thing because it has nothing else going for it. You can fly around space. For what reason? To fly around space. That's your reasoning. And
there's cheaper, better games for that. Space Engineers.
Rodina.
Also Rodina.
Rodina is the best one for that. Every so often there will be server wipes where you lose everything you named.
What?
Yeah, everything that you named, all the stuff that all the species you found and you've called tits, that gets wiped.
Nah, surely not.
No, actually. Yeah. No Man's Sky, man, they had such high aspirations for that game.
Oh, turns out that the missing discoveries were due to a server error.
Yeah, fuck it. They still wiped a bunch of discoveries. So dumb.
Yeah, true. There are still aliens that will never truly be Boaty McBoatface anymore. Even though they'll be renamed.
In our hearts, they will always be Boaty McBoatface. In the arms of an angel.
Matt, stop it. We're got copyright striked.
I doubt it. I'm not good enough singer for that.
That's the joke.
Yeah, you're a joke. Oh, shit, he went there.
Yes, he did, but he's right, though.
Yeah, true. This is why you can't... This is why it's impossible to have banter with friends who have low self-esteem, because they'll make more jokes about themselves being shit than you can.
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
Like,
It us.
yeah, it us, sure. Let's just do that. Yeah. So, have you seen any good anime recently, Master?
I've not been particularly like on the anime train of late, but I am hyped for. I think it is Her Name
A name?
or something, or something with name in it. It's a Makoto Shinkai movie, which is who is also famous for the gorgeous gif that is provided in this video. Basically, he's the maker of Garden of Words and 5 centimeters per second, and also another movie, but I forgot what that one's called.
3 of the most beautiful fucking movies in the world, by the way.
Yep.
Not for the
If you
story,
like
just for the
subdued-
visuals.
Yeah, definitely for the visuals, but the stories are very like subdued, coming of age kind of like romance stories often enough, and
I mean-
they have weird ass twists
Yeah, like,
sometimes.
Garden of Words was like probably the most laid back, simple, like, here's just a story about a thing. And it was just, whenever it rains, a guy says, fuck it, I'm not gonna go to class this morning. And instead he just goes to a place in the park and he just draws shoes and shit because he wants to be a shoe cobbler. And there he meets a woman and she's like, yeah. And she drinks beer and eats chocolate.
Eats chocolate.
At like 8 in the morning. And he's like, whatever. And he starts to develop feelings for her. And then he finds out that she's a teacher at his school. And it's just a very simple little, cute little romance story. And it does kind of end with a very not loving note. It ends with him saying, I've thought about it and I hate you now. It's like, oh.
Yeah.
No.
That kind of happened.
Because wasn't she like married
yeah.
or something?
I think something in that direction. But yeah, like there's also yeah, he made a large amount of movies apparently. There's Standing Points, Voices of a Distant Star, that sort of stuff. But like yeah, the newest one is called Your Name or Kimi no Nawa.
Okay.
Which is apparently 5 centimeters per second, but with a bit more sci-fi thrown on top of it, I believe.
See, I haven't actually seen 5 centimeters per second yet.
It's got such a great soundtrack, though.
The only sort of movie in that sort of vein, I guess, that I've seen is The Girl Who Left Through Time. Which I actually own on DVD. Because I'm from 2008. That's when I was 11. Yeah, like, and to be fair, that's a nice little movie. It's got an okay art style. Main character's alright.
It's directed by the same guy who did Digimon the movie.
Yes, he did the animation. They also did Summer Wars.
Yeah, correct. And Wolf Children and The Boy and the Beast, but those are like the most recent ones. Interesting.
And they all have the same sort of art style, and it's very nice little art style, because Digimon the movie, you can say whatever you want about the story, but here's the thing. It has like 3 or 4 moments that make it worth watching, but only in the English dub. Doesn't work in the Japanese.
I think this might be the one with second gen, though.
Second gen?
Yeah, with like Vmon and stuff. 2000 American film adaptation of the first 3 Japanese Digimon films. Oh!
Yeah, they're all the same movie. It's 3 movies that they turn into 1 movie, and loosely connect with made-up story bullshit, but it's worth it for like 3 scenes. One of which being a scene which is the definition of comedy through tonal shift.
Oh boy.
I'm not going to explain it now because that would ruin it. But I'll ruin Kubo all I fucking please. But I will never ruin Kubo. Everyone deserves to see Kubo. I might see Kubo again tomorrow. Oof.
Also, just throwing it out there. In 3 days, it's that director's birthday.
What directors?
Mamoru Hosoda, the guy who directed Girl Who Leapt Through Time and Digimon movie.
Oh, well, good for him. I hope he has a good one. And I hope he doesn't tragically die of a heart attack.
That's not ominous.
Well, I'm just, just make conversation. I just don't want him to die of a heart attack on his birthday. That would be really, like I say, tragic.
Sad.
Yeah. As his last movie is about to come out. I mean, it wasn't going to be his last movie, but fuck. And imagine if it sucked as well. Imagine if it was terrible and he died. But nobody wanted to talk shit about it because he died.
And on that note, you want to call it here?
Yeah, this is the first podcast where we didn't take a break. Because I was too bitchy. I was too busy bitching about fucking hit film.
Yeah. Oh well.
I can't wait for them to come to me and be like, no, don't do that.
Please.
It's fuck. Barely anyone knows who we are, and everyone who does, based on these tutorials I've seen, are like 40-year-old men who have never heard of video editing before in their lives. Please, we need what we can get. I will talk shit on that forever. But until then, everybody, I hope you enjoyed the podcast. If you did, send it to your friends. Have a good time. Listen to it again while you're playing more video games or working or whatever the fuck you were just doing. And until then, we will see you next week.
Cheers.